Chat, what's up? Hello, everybody. We are live with feedback. I literally just got home. That's not what I meant to send. Hello, chat. Come in, chat. Let me send the forming to the announcements. Balling. Absolutely no time wasted. Kyokan, hello. Hi, Vite. Okay, one second. I literally just got home, so I'm still collecting my shit. Create my spreadsheet, and then I can start the feedback. How's everyone in chat doing today? Webcam, my bad. Why isn't my webcam mic? Really great question. Hello? Is that better? That sound? Yeah, there we go. Webcam on mic eliminated. What's up? One second. I need to grab all the files. Make sure you guys submit your stoofs. Oh, I already got the first ones in. Piano thing. Okay, cool. I will. Oh, I got one more I need to do. Fix nice, perfect. Like I said, I'm gonna start in like 2 minutes once I get my stuff going. So for now, you guys are just gonna have to look at me like just chilling out here. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. All right. SoundCloud. There we go. All right. Let's see, is the audio working? Yes. We are balling. Perfect. Let me turn this up though. Oh, it is up. I just have hearing damage. Volume good? There's me. Oh, what's good, Docstree? Send in some stuff. Full queen boiling. So true. This is religion and spirit. Religion and spirituality. This break is so vibey. This is the horror movie camera. I can't do anything about it. It's not my fault. It's late out here. Here, I'll turn this on. Hopefully that helps a little bit. Oh, that's not helping. I'm just making it worse. Okay, that's kind of better. The VHS cam, the backrooms camera. Marketing music, actually true. It's just because the light is old, so the light, like, technically strobes, is the frequency is just super low, so the camera picks it up as like these stripes that go up vertically. Okay, things are falling down. Everything's fine. Feedback. For me, I feel like you could just compress the whole thing more. Like, even from the waveform, it just kind of looks like you're not going as hard with the compression and limiting as you could be. I feel like the sub could be stronger. It's not that bad though. I think if you compress the whole thing more, the sub will sound like nice and tubular. But like the bass could be a lot crunchier. So I think because like this sounds like just I think this Reese bass just has way more room to just have like more mids in it and more like crunch, like more of that like 3K and even 1K like nice harmonics. I forgot the limiter in that version, bruh. Literally, bruh. Cause like the lead is cool, but it just sounds a bit thin right now. Yeah, it just needs like more power and more juice in the bass. So like add a decapitator to the bass to see how it sounds. Toxic Ray told me to turn it down and it's not a Reese. Oh, okay. I mean, we'll just play around with it. That's my thoughts though. It's like it's a bit too much. Bro wasn't listening to the ID. Unlucky. Why so late? I mean, I pinged that I was gonna be late, so I don't know what you're surprised about. I had shit to do. All right. Also here, this section just needs some sort of energy or like textures moving around, some risers maybe, because it just feels super empty. It's like we're supposed to be getting ready for a drop, but it's just kind of piano. It's just the lead and the vocal, which can be good, but it needs to also, I think, just for the style, be layered with more other shit. So, yeah. Walmart Seek. Alright, let's give this a listen. I hope that helps though, Vitae.
You drive me crazy, yeah, you drive me mad. Oh, you drive me crazy cause I want you bad. You drive me crazy, yeah, you drive me mad. Oh, let me go. You reverse, then you come back. Ooh, 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 let me go. You reverse, then you come back.
This is really sick. Compass has a nice texture. Yeah. Has such like a nice to it. For this, I would say the perks could be a lot tighter and more like brought out. Like there's a lot of these tiny syncopated drums that I think if you just come a little bit of OTT on like maybe your Parker bus could be good, or if you have like little Foleys and stuff. Not a lot, just like a little bit to bring out. Ooh, dropped my pen. More texture. Could be interesting. Other than that, I mean, like the style is good. The things just need to be like more compressed. Like this extra like want sound that's going on, like this extra melody could also be like brought out more. A little more saturation on it could be good. just so that you don't necessarily always want to make things louder. You also want to like add more harmonics to them so that they they have not only they get louder, but they just have like more frequency range. Like they're filling up more of the frequency band, so they just like pop out more obviously without you just having to crank up the volume. Yeah. I'd also like to hear more perks going stereo, because it kind of feels a little, imaging wise, it's cool that you have like the main lead and then you have these like side vocal thingies. But I think if you also have perks going around the head, it'll just add to the whole style, and you get to keep the mix pretty clean, and you get the stereo image. Hopefully that helps. You don't know. I guess I don't. I don't know why this looks like so. I don't know how to describe this. It's nice though. It's a nice cover.
Every time I feel you close, it's a bullet through my heart. But then when you disappear, everything's turning black, turning black. I can't find how to feel. Why you to show me something real?
Chat just spamming sub base has left the chat. Just boost the sub. Yeah, I agree. The main thing here is there's no sub.
Now we spend together in life. Shorty told me, be hopeless, wait me, but I don't have more time. I'm waiting for too long, and you don't even mind. I'm waiting for too long. Do you hear me? I'm not fine. I can't find how to feel. Why you don't show me some?
Okay, this I think I got a sense of it to give you the feedback now. There's like a lot of mixing problems. Not even just mixing problems, but like a little bit like mixing tweaks. Is like a lot of the stuff in the production just is like missing. Like there's no sub bass. So I think once you add the sub bass, it will make a huge difference to the overall sound of the track, because your breaks have more sub bass. Like your break has your Reese has sub bass and your drop bass doesn't. That already makes a huge difference. Once you add the sub, it'll change the whole character of it. There's, for example, I'll just start with a drop here. Like the lead bass, or no, sorry, the lead itself is mono, and then your bass is stereo, which doesn't really make any sense, especially considering like you have all these high end elements that are completely mono, and then like all your low end is just like wide like this. So your stereo image just kind of looks like this, which is more or less the inverse of what it should be like. You kind of want to go for the triangle where your sub bass is like completely mono, and then as you go up, you get wider and wider, so that when you're at the top of the frequency range, that's where you have the most width. Right now it's the opposite. You don't really have a sub, but whatever. There's in the breaks, I would say, like, if you're gonna work with these male vocals specifically, like, you need to add more reverb to them.
Me. Be hopeless, weigh me, but I don't.
Like, there's just not a whole lot of reverb on here, so it sounds super, like,
I can find.
it just sounds like very sticking out of the mix, particularly here. Like, that just sounds really out of place, especially for like an ad-lib. It's just sticking out of the mix a lot. Let's see. The chords as well are very, like, you just remove a lot of the low mids from them. Like, it's kind of got this E-piano feel to it, so you can leave a little bit more of those like mids in there, because it's not supposed to be super bright, but right now it just sounds muddy. So the whole, your Reese is going to be overlapping with your chord sound, and then yeah, you kind of end up in a situation where your whole low end is muddy, and then your vocal doesn't come through as nicely. So bring down some stuff on the chords, add reverb to the male vocal specifically. Last thing is like rhythmic elements. So this is a thing I used to do a lot as well when I was making Future Bounce, where I would be like, oh, I need rhythm, so I'll just add a shaker loop. And that's an okay start, but you can do so much more than just shaker loops. And I think these shaker loops are just not right. Like, these shaker loops just sound, I think they're one, too loud, and two, they don't really fit with this style at all. They're just kind of, it's just, no offense, but it just sounds like you picked out the first decent shaker loop and you just tossed it in your track and you're like, okay, that's done. So if you are going to use shakers, find ones that are a little more subtle and fit the tonal balance of your mix. But I think the even better move is find other rhythmic elements. Like, it's generic, but just go into an SSE pack if you have it and just pull out some, like, muted guitars and stuff, like, just to start, and get the idea of, like, what would it sound like if I had melodic elements that are adding rhythm to this. Even just like a dung 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 adds so much to the track, because it's creating more movement, and layering with all the other harmonic stuff that's going on. So try to add some sidechain on the break. Yeah, that can work. Let's see what's going on in the chat. My chat just updated so big. Kick is weak too. Get a different one. I mean, yeah, I can't even tell if the kick is weak though, or it's just that there's no sub. Because it's just the kick just sounds. Yeah, the kick definitely could change, but do the sub first and then worry about the kick. But it's a cool thing. Piano thing. Let's go. That's cool. The funny thing is I actually have like pretty numerous amounts of feedback. You can make the strings much better, add some RC20, add some extra like saturation and a tape machine if you have it. Just extra stuff to add more warmth and texture to the strings. The textures could also be stereo because they're completely mono here. They're really good textures, but they should have some stereo movement so that they're actually not. They feel too static right now. The sound is good. They just feel static in the mix because they're kind of just always going down the middle. So definitely do some movement. You can have a few extra like textures or atmospheres also that are like, very tilted right or left to get the feeling like you're actually in a space rather than just, in this sort of like more two-dimensional thing. When will KillCon finally put channel screen? When I figure out how to do it. I don't know how to do it. It's too hard. And when I'm not, I always get on my stream 5 minutes before, so I can't figure it out. MHA samples, let's go. Real. Put more reverb on the reverb. Brie. Updated so big. It's true. Relics school project. Okay. Color base. Textures, let's go. That's so sick. Ooh, the strings. Main, why'd you gotta do that? You gotta come in with all these bangers. Damn, that's a really, really cool track, Jaren. I really love this color-based direction you're going with. It's going super well. At least I think it's going crazy good. Okay, feedback-wise, I would say for me, like the biggest thing is like the melody and the drop just like is super chaotic and like doesn't really have like a bass structure that I can follow easily. So just to me, I just hear like there are notes playing. Can you play first drop again, pretty please? I was gone. Like I don't know, it feels like there's only a very loose connection between like, you know, it just feels like there's bar 1 melody, bar 2 melody, bar 3 melody, bar 4 melody, and they're not really connecting or repeating in any like meaningful way. So I'm just kind of, it just sounds like you're just adventuring through the scale, which is, you know, that's fine. You can start there, but I would say try and narrow it down to get it more AB or find like a melody structure that really works for this. Lead sounds a little filtered. Yeah, it does. I think it's also because it's mono. I mean, it's not completely mono, but it's not really stereo. I feel like a lot of these color elements as well could have much more high end. Like I get why it's like sort of designed like that. Like I like a lot of mids as well, but I think you can have a little more of that like sparkle and make sure that it's stereo so that you get sort of this feeling of like if the lead's going to be more in the middle, you have things going on with your little color fills that are like much more stereo, so you divide the space better. Because if everything is kind of going down more or less the middle all the time, it just, you know, the stereo field just gets smaller and it's not as interesting as if you have something that's more spread out and dynamic. I'm just a white noise lead kind of guy. Yeah, we know Vite. In Fowler type lead, that's actually super true. So let's say something else. I don't know, other than that, like all these like textures and shit. The string maybe here on the right side just has like a little too much low end. So you could probably cut back on like the low mids a bit more, but I think in general with color bass you tend to go much cleaner because the sounds are so complicated and so saturated. The low end can become a big mess if you don't do a lot of work to, you know, bring it back. El gato verde. El gato verde, guys. Alright, let's take a listen. But I hope that helps Darren.
Selamat Hari Jadi. Didi nak tanya ni, umur dah berapa?
Shut up!
Very nice. Interesting pre-fill here.
Hari ni, umur dah berapa?
Shut up!
Okay, the core like gunshot sound is really good. It's not technically a gunshot, but it's like a stab sound. But you need fills. That sounds really cool. Like, you can just have way more fills and, like, drum stuff going on here. Miu and Dishwasher. True. Yes, I agree as well with what Toxic Wraith's saying, that the transients on the stabs can be much sharper. Me singing Tear Out in the shower. That would actually be kind of cool if you layered your singing of the Tear Out on top of the Tear Out. Just, like, with a vocoder and then just made it super clean. So you just got, like, the transients of your vocal layer. Could definitely be cool. Dong and Asta remix. Dong. Huh. Dong. Even putting a brick in the washing machine. For real. That's the point where your mom comes in and is like, what the fuck is going on over here? Why is it making so much noise today? They're like, no reason. Let's take a listen to this. These lyrics are hard as fuck. Damn, very sick. Something about this feels like it's missing like a flow to it. So I think it's cool to have the vocals going like this, like, but I do think it needs to stop at some point, and you need to have like some like you can do some really nice silence, like gaps basically, or just like cuts to nothing, and then you go, you know, use like a tiny reverse or something, and then it starts again. Because as it is, it's just going the whole time. Bass sounds like some snoring. A little. kind of does that, but I think you can do more. Also, the snare, change that. Whatever, it can barely hear it. This like little thing, like make sure that that is a super hard snare. Layer a really big snare, like a really, you have a lot of space here, so you can do a big snare and also layer it with an experimental, really weird sounding snare, just to get the texture and like the interest factor. I think Chime has a snare pack that he put out recently that I really want to take a look at, because like there's just so many weird snares in there. I feel like that's the key in this day and age. If you're gonna do like anything trap or dubstep, color bass related, you do have to have really quality snares that stick out. Or else you just kind of, your listeners are gonna kind of get bored if they just hear the same snare all over again. Guys, I'm out of submissions. No one sends me things for feedback anymore. It's Jover. I'm ending the stream. Just kidding. Huh, Toxic said something. In the meantime, I do have some extra submissions. I'm gonna have to start leaking IDs. I would, man, but I can't. What do you mean you can't? Feedback on my... Send it to me, Mickey. Send it in the form. Huh, didn't send one. No? Unless I'm blind, it's not in here. But I might be blind. Oh, Amiga sent us one. Yeah, I don't see one in here, Toxic. There is no ones. Colonel. Future Bounce. Super cool. I would say for me, the variations in the second half are a bit much though. Like the first, like run of the melody is really cool. This. I do think here though, at some point you need to have like a different lead or a different sound because it will get boring. Dinox, yeah, true, but it's not distorted enough to be Dinox. Like, a Dinox track would be, like, mad clipping. Plus, at this point, I would say it's not even Dinox anymore. It is, like, kind of Colonel's sound. Because, I mean, Dinox hasn't done any Future Bounce in years. You resend? I bet. Add. There we go. Yoink that in there, boy. Missing you. Other than that, I mean, it's like, it's clean, but I just think there needs to be more variation in sound. Otherwise, it does get boring. And the thing is, like, you guys are trying to make up for it with the melody, but in my opinion, it would be a much just like better choice and more interesting if instead of trying to like make the melody like do more variations, you keep the melody a little simpler and something that like really works, and then change up the sounds, and do cool fills and stuff. That way, you also break up the sound a bit more. Yup, it's a Future Bounce track. Also a new track Friday. Let's go. Easy. Let's take a listen.
I'm missing your body, missing your eyes, I'm missing the way you look at me. When you never love me, you never love me. What do you break my peace? And I cry for your love, and I hear in your voice calling me one more time. I would never call your phone, baby, oh baby. I would never come back to your arms, baby, oh baby. I would never call your phone, baby, oh baby. I would never come back to your arms, baby, oh baby, oh baby. I see your eyes, I'm missing the way you look at me. When you never love me, you never love me. What do you break my heart? And I cry for your love, and I hear you when you go calling me one more time. I'll never call your phone, baby, oh baby. I would never come back to your arms, baby, oh baby. I would never call your phone, baby, oh baby. I would never come back to your arms, baby, oh baby, oh baby.
You know, I really liked this track last time. You've definitely improved a lot here. And like a lot of the things are just like cleaner now. I'll say it though, since Emman isn't here to say it. Boozed the chords, please. I actually have no idea how loud that was. That might have been crazy loud. But yeah, boost the chords. Boost. Like, I don't know, Emman's usually the wizard with this stuff, but in my opinion, like especially with the A part of the lead, like I hear only the lead. I think as well, something with the bass could be more crunchy. Like, I don't think you need to go so far as to add an extra, like, JSCar bass. It was too loud. Shout out FL Studio for Vocodex. True. Favorite day of the week. Let's go. I haven't down. Why? You turned down the chords. Why did you turn down the chords? Now there's just like, bro. In my opinion, there's just not enough chords. It sounds like only the lead and like the bass. I don't know. I just feel like there needs to be more crunchiness to the bass and more like mids boozed. Exactly. If you're going for that more like traditional Future Bounce feel. I mean, obviously, if you want to go for this is also cool. But I do think on some level, you want to like conform a little bit to the genre. So that's just my my 2 cents on it. You know, do what you will. Also, the break is louder than your drop. Like, it's just louder. So I would also change that. Oh my god, y'all are annoying. Hey, what's up? Disconnect. Just kidding, it's discontent. Welcome back. You got an ID for me, good sir? Please send it over. Oh, we're running out of IDs. Vite checked it yesterday and was too loud. I mean, I don't know, man. That's just my thoughts on it. I also haven't done Future Bounce in a while, so my, that's, boo. Boo. I'm scared. You don't know if you have anything. Brah. A new chapter 001. This is like the most sus Aladdin chord progression Never seen. Thanks for the review. No problems. I'm about to come. I'm about to come. Ah. Let's go. I'm gonna. Yeah, okay. We'll give this a play because I already put it in the queue. Well, let me see. Do I need?
Too many problems in my head and now. Whoa. Baby, I've been fighting everything around. Whoa. Cause I tried too much, I just put my heart on you, but now you hurt my brain. Everything is fine, save me, baby, I don't want to feel the same. So, please, I need time. You and me, oh my. So, please, I can't fight. I just want to stay. I need time.
Okay, chat. Am I like crazy, or is there also here no sub? Mr. Shincho, my guy, you need to add a sub base. Now this is the second track in a row where there's just no sub. So when you're doing the drop, you need to have a sub base. I made this track a few time ago. I don't know. It's good. Again, there are my vocals. Okay, regarding the vocals, definitely keep doing vocals, right? Like, in my opinion, like, I think like you need to do a lot of work training up your vocals, but keep doing it. It's definitely good. And even just the getting in the practice of like doing a vocal and then like processing and doing all that stuff is going to help you down the road regardless. But I would say look into your vocal tonality and like opening up your voice, because right now it sounds super nasally. And so I would reference artists that you really like, and just try like experimenting with matching their tonality. Because right now it sounds super closed up and just like meh, anytime. Like it should be a little more open, like anytime, like just more open mouth type of whatever. True pro singer. Think is my headphones. I don't hear the sub. Check on a frequency analyzer then. You know, download span, or even just look in the EQ. If your sub is not there or it's like really low, make sure you add a sub bass, like just as a matter of principle. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I try not to go in like when people send me vocal stuff. I don't want to go like too hard into like, oh, your vocals are garbage. Like, you know, I think singing is like a really hard skill, and I'm definitely not the best person to ask. But I have been getting pretty nerdly lately with getting into vocal tonality. Do you see what I typed or not? Where? That you're about to bust? Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. If you're about to bust, then I'm about to rust. I don't know. Yeah, go away. Bro, another wub wub. Let's go. I mean, why I can't send stuff? No, I did not see. What? Bro, there's literally nothing here. You would, but you can't. My PC died, fam. I lost all my stuff. No! That's very sad. That sucks, man. That sucks a lot. Damn. I hope that you can rebuild.
Men in the dark, all they see is a man in the park. Cherry blossoms all around, but nothing he could care about. All alone, he's a million miles from home. When the city sleeps, he won't. Yes. a familiar stranger, sleeping in the neon glow. Outside the seasons keep on changing. You're stuck in Tokyo. The end of your road, the one we found. I know that the lights will guide you back to the You're stuck in Tokyo. Can say goodbye to yesterday. Face out on the battleground, like a king without a crown. Take your aim, dancing in the poison rain. Let it go, break the chain. You're stuck in Tokyo. You feel like a familiar sound. Perfect night in your house. Looking at the
This is really cool. I love it. I love the style. Means an egg. Kappa. Yeah, ADE is Amsterdam Dance Event. It's probably the most like relevant EDM festival. It basically just takes over the entirety of Amsterdam. And I went last year and it was amazing. There's also a lot of events, so like a lot of artists will meet up during ADE compared to other festivals. So it's very cool. And like if you do want to get into the EDM scene, like as in like get to know people, ADE is a great place to make connections. So yeah, if you ever get the chance to go, would highly recommend. Talk to Wraith. I'll be at ADE, but we can definitely meet up before. Want to go someday? Yeah, for sure. If you can figure it out, it's really worth it. Like as far as all the festivals that you could travel for, like ADE is the most worth it. For sure. Let's go. Meetups. What was I gonna say? Okay, regarding this, I think it was Discontent that said that the chord progression was kind of weird. I'm also not a big fan of it. I think if you're gonna keep the chord progression going, it should be the same throughout the whole track because it just gets weird. The whole thing sounds really muddy. Like I want to test it with my EQ, but I don't know what it is. It just sounds really muddy. Yeah, there's just like a lot of basically when I'm playing around, it's just removing a bunch of like low mids and stuff, and it's just a lot of mud in there. One Taiwanese plus one American plus a few Germans, easy. Broke as fuck. Yeah, buying a new PC will really eat away at your budget. Yeah, I'd say like if you can work on just like removing the mud from this track, that will help a lot in the drop. Also, just like the flow of everything, I feel like the vocal chops could be cooler. Yeah, I just feel like the style is cool and the idea is really cool. Just like the production and the refinement of it needs to be tuned up. Yeah, specifically with the bass. I think if you remove the mud from the bass and make it also a bit tighter, overall, it'll sound really, really cool. But it's still a really solid track. All right, we're not gonna be shy today. Very Domino remix.
Just look into my eyes, oh. Why fight when you could let it all go? For tonight, let me take over control. You could let it all go, go, go.
So many else IDs today. Oh, it does kind of remind me of Burks. How's the collab going? We can do some leaking. We can do some leaking at the end of the stream. I am going to keep working on it. I just have like a little bit of stuff to figure out with the drop. But yeah, we'll see later. We'll take a look at it. I don't know why, but I have this like... I guess this should be really my feedback. Just like here, I just feel like skipping. I just feel like skipping through this. I think this vocal you could do so much more with this. Because right now it's just kind of like it's just happening and it's kind of filling space. But I think if you add some more like effects and like do some format stuff with it, either that or add more melodic stuff in here to fill up this gap. I feel like there can be some more like fast rhythm elements, like like things like, you know, like either like a really fast like Ella flowing bass, like a like type of thing, or like just Parks that are doing something similar. I do have one thing I could send tonight, but it ain't anything crazy. I mean, send it over. We'll just take a look. Yeah, that's really my feedback. It's just like make the breaks much more interesting and like either layer them more or do more weird automation stuff with the elements you do have. And I think if you add some more like cool, fast rhythm stuff to fill in the gaps here, it'll complement everything pretty nicely. Okay, we saw that. Mason Young, Fire V5. Circuit board. Bass house.
I know it's breaking through. I know it's breaking through, breaking through, breaking through. Open close, don't let go. Close up, baby, you'll never know why I love you so. My heart is catching fire. I just feel so fine with this fire, this fire, this fire, this fire. This fire, this fire.
Damn, that is nasty. I really, really like that. My only piece of feedback really is on this pre-fill. This just needs a way nicer sub drop. This needs like a, you could even do like a really cool LFO effect here, because I'm imagining if I'm in the club and then suddenly kind of like you have this insane build up. So much to sample that. And then you just kind of like, it feels like the energy just like all of a sudden just gets sucked away all at once, which can be a cool effect. But I think for this, it would make more sense to have like a really hard sub drop, because you have this longer pre-fill that goes into this fake out. You know what I mean? So it'd make more sense to have like a really nice sub hit. That way you just get this like not release of energy, but this like boom, like the energy doesn't disappear all at once. Bless you. Thank you. YouTube not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. We are Sag. Very unfortunate. Toxic, do you just have like a bunch of tracks that your schedule is so filled up that you just like you make a track and it's like, oh well, this will release in like 6 months? I want to get to that point. It'd be super sick. One day maybe. Whiffed. All right, let's take a listen. Yeah, it's not so much that I'm looking for an impact, like literally just a sub drop or like a really heavy, just like take a sub drop, like even just a Kashmir sub drop, and then add a distortion to it, and then just like take out a little bit of the sub. You don't want it to be like heavier than your drop, but just enough so that it's like you get a corresponding impact, because otherwise you go from like high energy and then it just goes boop all of a sudden, even if you have the impact, like just goes boop, boop. Something that's more like boom, boom, and then, you know, goes back up again. You just like boom, bah. In my opinion, that stuff works a lot better. It's stuff I'm doing a lot more in the music I'm doing right now. Damn. See, Discontent, I've realized now that I've looked at your project, you used a lot of OTT. But honestly, for the stuff you do, the way you use it is not egregious. You use a lot of OTT. A lot of OTT. But it does make sense, because you get all these like nice textures. The bass here just needs to be grindy as hell. If it was like super grimy bass, it would sound amazing. Because here it's just kind of like, whoop, 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 it needs to be like, just like super distorted. Also, the opportunity to put them in my ID Showcase 2023 for the end of the year. That's some country cool sounds. It is indeed. I do. I do what? Oh, you do use a lot of OTT. Yes. Yeah. Okay. I guess I'll leak some of the collab now. But when I was working on this, I had to spend so much time just like going through and like scaling back or like curating the OTT usage, because it's just like on everything. I feel like the snare is drowned. Yeah, I agree. I also just think like a harder snare could go in here. I think the snare sound just doesn't fit. I don't even know where I should play from. I should play from like here, I guess. Honestly, I haven't touched this since I made it last week. I didn't have anything else to send. That's fair. It's been busy times, I think, for all people. Either vacationing or doing other shit. All right, ID leakage time.
When you coming over, you drive me crazy. When you coming over, baby. Oh.
This is a Sanctuary exclusive.
When you coming over, when you coming over, you. When you coming over, when you coming over, you drive me crazy. When you coming over, baby. When you coming over, you.
I was originally gonna like cut the drop in half and like just not play the whole thing, but I don't know. I'm just like, I might as well just leak all of it. It's not that crazy. Dude, I love the 0 chat response. This is making me feel great about this collab. Toxic Ray, what do you think? Tell me your deep thoughts about this idea. Yeah, yesterday was the last day of my job. Been pretty busy. That's fair. And then I'm sure like with school and shit, it's gonna be busy again. But we'll get this track done for sure. I would love to. I think we'll get it done for ADE, and I want to bring it to the guys at ADE and just like show it off as like a demo. Wow, very cool track. Stream is buffering from time to time. No. Oh my god, the widget. Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that, but oh well. To be fair, I think I'm going to end stream in a little bit because I'm out of tracks to feedback. And also, I have not eaten since I got home. So I literally came home 7:58, and I immediately hopped on the stream, so I'm hungry. Blood just ended stream. Yeah, I'll send the horror track. Let's go. That'll be the last track then. Last track. I think the stream restarted itself. Why? Really great question. Why did the stream restart itself? All right, let's see. Are we back? Are we back? Sent it? Back. All right, last two. Mid-journey type beat. All right, so the stream working again? Don't take it too seriously at all. Just trying to get a buy. Yeah, no worries. You're the reason why, yeah. True. If you add counter melodies to this, it'll be sick. Dun, dun, like just some little layered like music box plucks. Yeah, as you set up all your shit again, just like make sure you download Labs and just use like the Hannah Peels music box, because that'll just go like ding ding, you know, just like a little few extra notes on top with lots of reverb. Sound really sick. Yeah, other than that, I mean, yeah, it seems like you're just getting back into it. Dial tone V1. Let's give it a listen.
Started from the bottom and now I'm stacking dough. And I'm not gonna split bread like a gyro. People loving me in every single time zone. I'm a mix of being woke and a psycho go. 0 to 100 on nitro. I'm the best of the best, no typo. Homie, I can out-rap you on a blindfold. Legendary, albino. Call me whatever you want, get a down tone. Everybody shook when I hit them with the flip red like a tarot. People loving me in every single time zone. Typo, homie. Rapid flow. Catch control. I'm the best of the best, no typo. Homie, I can out-rap you on a blindfold. Legendary, albino. Call me whatever you want, get a down tone. Way too. Everybody shook when I hit them with the
Damn. Man, your shit is so loud. It's crazy. So fatly mastered. For me, I feel like the rhythm of the lead bass, whatever you want to call it thing, it's cool. It's kind of experimental. I don't know if it works with the drums. Like, I feel like if you're gonna keep it that way, you should change the drums around. Cause I do like the idea of this like like this rhythm is cool. I don't know, something about the drums being this way, like working together with it, doesn't make sense for me. Like, I got confused. The A part kind of makes sense. It's like, but then it starts to like repeat in weird ways, and the drums I feel like are just like making it harder to understand what's going on. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just saying all wrong things. That being said, that's it for me. I need to eat food very badly now because I am starving. Yeah, hopefully next week there won't be any craziness. The sounds of the drums, no, the rhythm, the pattern of the drums, for me is just a bit confusing. I think if you have drums that are like more working around and like syncopating better with the rhythm of the basses and stuff, it'll work cool. I would have to go in and like play with it to tell you exactly what I'm talking about, because I'm not that good with drum rhythm that I can easily explain it or like articulate it. But I can tell you that to me, just like it would be something that I would say like take a look at, maybe mess around with, see if you can find something that's complements it better. But it is definitely a cool track. I guess you mean the tom. Just in general, even the hats, like I feel like you can do more to have them like roll in ways that set up the bass, so that there's a bit more like of a accurate anticipation. Yeah. Next week I'll send something better. Let's go. Yeah, I look forward to seeing it next week, Docstree. I am looking forward to it. That being said, I'm gonna go pressure cook some potatoes. I will see you guys around. Kick clap hi-hat, they're just really basic. Don't see what's not good with them. It's not that they're not good. I just think you could do something that's a little easier to understand, or like sets up the bass better. But maybe I'm just chatting shit. Goodbye, favorite viewer. Goodbye, everyone else. You guys are all so cool. Oh, bye bye.